you see down here is the whole assembly's back off. Right, I'm underneath the car. There's my suspension over there. Here is the lower engine steady, and up here we've got, I can get the camera to focus in. Hard to see because I've not got a lot of room. We've got 1 and 2 up here. Now you have to wind these almost all the way out, then push them through and twist the other half of the nut out of the way. You can see on the other side, there are. There's a little cut out. I'll get far enough away. A little cut out there. Another one, just up there. And it's just a off-centre nut that holds it all out of the way. So yeah, I'll try and show that as best I can in a minute. I found the knack. It took a little while to get it out, but I had to drop the lower engine steady off. It's got to come off anyway because I've got to change the bush in it. And then I used an unlikely tool. This is a pot joint removal tool for a classic Mini. This is probably about 50 years old. But if you place it up underneath here with the drive shaft out the way and then give it a clout from back here, the drive shaft moves. A couple more like that and the drive shaft will be out. I'll try and catch it on the camera. Goes. There goes the oil. And the last bit of the drive shaft can come out. So that will drain into there. Hooray, this is off. Right, let's get the new one on. Before I do that though, I should probably unbolt this housing and change that bush, shouldn't I? Yeah, I should probably do that. Okay, we have the assembly off. These 2 bolts up here are a pig to get to. These aren't much better, but they are just undo with a ratchet or a spanner. Finger tight jobbies, not too hard on, so they've been cracked off. Just gives you a better idea of how these work. So you can see it's a put my finger on the bolt for it. They're an offset washer, so it comes down, you pull it in tight, it holds the bearing in place. Bearing can't go anywhere because it's held against this lip here. Out and out of the way. And there's 2 of them. So as long as they're out of the way, easy peasy. So it's not that complicated. And here, so here's the whole housing. Bearing runs in there. I'm gonna have to dig the press out again, push this bush out, and push the new one. As you can see, the old bearing is high mileage. I've probably done 40,000 miles since I last did this. There we go. Another job on the list. Old bush pressed out, new bush pressed in. Wasn't the easiest job. Don't really have all the correct press tools, but it lines up nicely in there. There we have old and new sitting side by side. I've just pulled and swapped this off. This is just a rubber sleeve, so I've just swapped that from here to here. That bearing don't sound great, which is probably half of the noise I was hearing. New ones, considerably better. Yeah. The housing's back on, bottom bracket, bottom steady is done back up. So hopefully that I should just be able to slide the drive shaft back in, do it up, job's a good one. Sometimes I really feel like I was shafted when I bought this car. Too good an opportunity for a pun. Goes. Fiddly, but doable. About 150 Newton meters that track rod. Well, that sounds a lot better than it did before. And there's no resistance like there was before. And now it's time for these horrible swines. And then put the gearbox up. Yay! Twist it around until it pulls forwards. Same with this one. There we go. So I've twisted it round with the socket and I've got my hand the other side pushing it in to make sure it seats correctly, and then right, I'm going to start getting the swears out. Pause this with my nose. Here we have the assembly all back together. New drive shaft, new bottom steady, new bottom arms. The fact that this spring that goes in the end here was broken, meaning that the drive shaft was being shoved out that way won't have helped matters anyway. Anyway, here's what it is. Put the wheel on, drop it down, torque that, and refill the gearbox. Whoop-de-doo.